Hey dudes, welcome back to another episode of our Rhomas Men's Team podcast. You are about to listen to one of our prior team meetings. If you ever want to join one of our live sessions that we have every Monday and Friday, head over to rhomas.com. That's RHOMAS.com and put your email in and we will send you a live link every time we record. We generally record on Mondays and Fridays. So if you ever want to be on the actual podcast, like we bring men up all the time to talk about their goals, talk about their obstacles, etc., head over to rhomas.com. And then also, if you want to help support the channel grow and also have access to exclusive content, book reviews, extra whiteboard sessions, etc., and some coaching sessions, head over to patreon.com and support us. We would love it. But if not, no biggie. We'll see you on the live sessions. Later, dudes. Enjoy this podcast.
Hey, what's going on? What's happening? Sorry about that.
What's
We
up,
had
dude?
I switched the browser because we've been still having pixelation, even though I've been in talks with Crowdcast for the last 3 weeks, and their team is working diligently to figure out what it is. But I had to switch the browser, and it created a bunch of annoying issues. What up, dude?
You are handling technical difficulties way better, though. Your expressions now are much more zen than they used to be,
Oh yeah, I used to spaz, dude. I used to freak out when it would happen. But yeah, it's like,
which was entertaining. Respectfully, I say it was entertaining, but you handle it much better now.
yeah, you have to, man. It's like, you really do. I can, dude, that was this week of just learning how much I can add to difficulty of problems just by unnecessarily spazzing out or just like putting the pedal to the metal.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday on the scorecard team, which was, what is it called? The Buddha's Brain, that book, where it talked about you're going to have pain regardless. So there's going to be a certain amount of suffering in the world. That's what, and that should be a good thing, because when you set a goal, then there's going to be obstacles to that goal. If there were no obstacles, you'd get bored immediately. And what Warren Buffett says, imagine if you played golf and you hit a hole in one every single time, you would not like the game. I happen to hate golf regardless, but for those people, like, the obstacles are what make it interesting because they're challenging. However, if you take it overboard and all of a sudden you add to that suffering just because you're now mad because you're mad, sort of thing, or you're hurt because you're hurt, that's when you start adding in these secondary darts, that they call them. And human beings, and myself, and Matt, it seems like you as well, we always naturally do that. And meditation helps you to learn the mechanisms to not do that anymore, at least mitigate it to a significant degree.
Yeah, it's that's a hard concept though to explain. I feel like a lot of times, like if you explain that concept to people, they just look at you like you have 8 eyes, and they're just like, "Oh, am I supposed to be mad?" And you're like, "Well, you can be mad. It's just there's a dial, and you're mad. Then you go, you turn up the dial in terms of like how upset you are that you're mad. It's a different thing."
Yeah.
Like, dude, today I was doing the voice recordings, which have just been like of the thing we're working on right now, and it's just like, God damn, do I not like doing that? But I just really, it's not that I don't like doing it. It's like, again, you talk about issues. It's like my heater kicks on. There's people hammering behind, so I have to like really kind of pick when I do it and blah blah blah. Dude, and it's like today I realized I recorded, I think it was like probably 15 minutes of it into the wrong microphone, so it sounds messed up. And it's one of those things where it's like, dude, you can so that happened. There's no going back. That has to be addressed, has to be fixed. But you don't have to spaz about it. And when you spaz about it, it's like you're only doing it to yourself, if that makes sense. So it's like, imagine that happened and you were doing it for somebody else. Would you rather that person come into the room and scream at you, or would you rather them be like, yeah, man, just do it again, no problem? It's like you can do that for yourself, but for some reason, like me personally, like I scream at myself in my head, and it's like, yeah, you don't need to do that.
Right. A very recent example that I have is I had a buddy who called me. He's trying to cut weight, and he said, now he's doing a very specific bodybuilding diet, so there's a very strict regimen. And he's like, dude, I'm hungry. And I say, okay, be hungry. And he's like, that's it. Like, you either, if you want to win the thing, then here's your option. You either cure your hunger by eating food, or you just be hungry. But he's like, yeah, but I'm pissed about, he's like, I just keep on feeling. It's like, okay, great, fine. You're hungry. Be hungry. Be in the state of being hungry is fine. But don't be in the state of being angry or upset that you are in the state of being hungry. You're just adding to that feedback loop. That's unnecessary.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I mean, I had And again, as I get older, I'm starting to realize like my mental stuff is kind of cyclical in a way where it's like say with like weight, it's like, I'll lose a couple pounds and be like, hell yeah, I lost some weight. Now it's time to eat and pig out. And it's like, and you gain them back and you go, God damn it. But it's like, this has been my personal thing with like smoking weed. I've smoked weed since I was like 14 years old. And it's like, I get it, it's like, again, I don't have anything against it intrinsically. It's just when it starts to become a thing that's almost necessary to function. And if that works for people to function that way, cool. For me, it typically doesn't. If I'm kind of stoned all the time, or even like enough, it's just I know deep down inside I'm not functioning at an optimal level. I know I'm not. So it's like, so it's like the problem is when something's been in your system for so long, when you stop it, you almost feel the effects slightly. It's not like heroin withdrawals, but it's like you're a little irritable, your mood's a little bad. And the whole point of this is like, it's like you'll go through the same situation almost over and over again where it's like, say I stop smoking weed. I do it all the time. You feel that kind of like, oh man, I feel shitty. I'm irritable. I'm this, I'm that. It's like your life brings you to the same point over and over again. And like you were saying, it's like, but I'm irritable. It's like, well, then just be irritable. Well, I can't sleep. Yep. Well, just don't sleep for a couple of days. You'll be fine. Yep. But it's like you have to go through it. And today I took like a long walk before I did this. And it's like, it is funny how much I'm realizing I come back to the same point over and over again. Like, well, I'm irritable. I should do this. And we're constantly trying to problem solve our way out of things that we could just accept and move on. If that makes sense.
Exactly.
It's like, dude, that little problem solving thing is I produce, I would say 85% bad ideas in terms of my problem solving. It's like, well, I should do this. I should, and it's just like, yeah, you don't need any of that. Just accept the way you feel and keep it pushing, man.
Yep. I'm upset. Okay. Be upset, but don't be upset about being upset. That's where you get, and then you start beating yourself up. I mean, it's no different than if you lived in a house of 5 people. Let's say that's all your different facets of your personality, and of your state of being. Well, if one of those people is upset and they just keep on saying it, keep on shouting it to the house, it's going to become very annoying to the rest of the occupants in the house. So why do we do that in our own brain? I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm upset. It's like, okay, get over it. You're fine. Let it be. It will run its course naturally. But if you try to like wrestle it to the ground, good luck, man, because it's going to counterbalance that effort with its own effort. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, and you're going to make plans to fix a temporary state. So by the time, say, you make these plans and you start to enact them, you feel differently by the, you know what I mean? So yeah, dude, 100%, dude. It's like, and Troy was asking too, are you able to quickly curb the weed when you first figured out it was a problem? It's like, yeah, but that's the thing. That is the thing with weed. It's like, I honestly do like pairing it with meditation. So the thing that I had to do was, and I do the same thing with food. It's like, am I using it impulsively or is there a conscious intent behind it? And again, I do think there is benefit in like setting time aside and everything. But that was the litmus test for me. Is this impulsive? If it's impulsive use, no, can't do that because, I just don't want to live my life impulsively. So that was kind of for me, and again, this is for me personally. There's some people like, I'm a lawyer, I smoke weed all day. It's like, cool, man, do that. But filtering if it's like, for some people it's like, can you do it? Or like some people just have to completely stop and like, yeah, if that's what you got to do that. But it's like, or can you kind of try to do it in a more conscious way and then start to appraise like, well, how often do I need to do this? And that's all a personal choice. But again, I think that applies to anything. It's like, yeah, well, same thing with the not eating thing. Oh, but I get lightheaded. It's like, well, then be lightheaded. Like you'll be fine. When we did the fasting thing the last time, I was tingling. I was so like light, like my extremities were tingling, and it's just like I got to the point where I was like, I really actually do need to eat something, and I went downstairs and I ate one rice cake and just went right back to bed, and I was fine. All I needed was a little rice cake. I didn't need like a double, triple cheeseburger. Just needed one rice cake, and my body was like, all right, we just need a little glycogen, bro. I'm like, here you go. Stop making me tingle. I don't like that.
Yep. Well, and it's the whole Navy SEAL comment as well that your brain gives out way sooner than your body actually gives out. Like when you are used to certain habits, let's just say with food, your brain is expecting something. I'm sure you get some sort of like dopamine rush, all these types of things. Or what's the neurotransmitter that is anticipatory? So it's in anticipation of something. It might be dopamine, but I can't remember exactly. It's dopamine or serotonin or something, one of those.
Sure.
So yes, when you are expecting something, when your body is expecting food or when it's expecting sugar or when it's expecting whatever it is, outside of substances that I think some substances could literally kill you if you don't get them in time, if you're chemically addicted to them. But let's say outside of that stuff, well, you are going to experience physiological side effects from not having that. But that does not mean you're dying. Like you said, Matt, like when you're fasting for a couple days, if you still have a certain amount of body fat on you, you are not going to die, right? And I had to experience the same thing with bodybuilding. Now I probably took it way too overboard, because I can tell you, once you get down to like 4% body fat, like you probably should pay attention to those signals, 5%
Sure.
body fat. But if you're sitting at, 185 pounds and you're 5'9" or whatever it is, and you're at 15% body fat, there's no real danger. Obviously, I'm not giving medical advice, but it's really not. You'll experience irritation, and your body will send you weird signals just to say, hey, like, you normally feed me at 3:00 and it's now 3:00 the next day. Something's going on. But the amount of people who drop out because they start experiencing some slight agitation, and they convince themselves that it's some sort of like emergency, is crazy. It really is. It's no different than if you were to run for a mile and you haven't ran for the last year, it's going to hurt. It does not mean you're going to die.
Yep. Dude, that is the big distinction that can be hard to make, where you're just like, oh, maybe I can't do this. And if I'll be the one person in a million who like passes out and falls into a coma because I haven't eaten in 8 hours or whatever. But yeah, dude, that's that was kind of more the focus of my walk, of just being like, it's funny how much you come to the point where you're, let's just say, overarchingly dissatisfied, and your brain goes like, oh yeah, this is going to be this way forever. And you're like, shit, I got to do something now. And then you do something like, damn it, why'd I do that? And it's like, well, because you went off a thing that wasn't even true. It's like these things do pass and change. It's like you have to just kind of weather them.
Yep. And dude, the funny thing is when a lot of times, let's just say with dieting, we get distracted by these gold shiny object nutrition plans, whether it be keto, whether it be, meat only. And I'm just using these as random examples, so please nobody get offended when I say this stuff. But the funny thing is, those things are way more extreme than feeling slight agitation because you fasted for the day. Like, way more extreme. Like, let's say you talk about keto. You're talking about removing an entire macronutrient, basically, from your diet over a long period of time. I think that's crazy, right? And particularly, like, there's people who are doing the meatless diet, or I'm sorry, meat only diet. You're talking about removing fruits and vegetables from your entire diet, and these people will go on this thing for weeks, if not months. That to me is crazy. But experiencing hunger or experiencing a little agitation because you change your diet to be something more nutritious, right? Or you're trying to reduce your sugar intake, that to me is very logical.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, don't cut out a thing that carries potential benefits. You just cut out all the bullshit. But yeah, exactly. It's like people are eating like shit and they're like, well, I'm just going to cut this entire thing. It's like, just cut the shit out and see how you feel. Yeah. No, for 100, dude, for sure. But yeah, that's the, I mean, I keep going back to the weed thing. It's like, it's one of those things where it's not like I always go through the thing of functionality. It's not a moral thing. It's not like, this or that. Mm-hmm. It's like, do you like the fact that, put it this way. It's like, could you set up a scheduled way to do it? That would be better. It's like, yes or no. Mm-hmm. And then if you say no, it's like, well, there's a thing in your life that's kind of out of control. And then there are some people who say, like, look, it really, really, you don't understand. Like, I've tried. I just function better. Cool. Make that decision. For me, it's like the ball's kind of up in the air. Like I said, I do like having some sort of relationship with it, but I do like one that I'm more in control of. And I think there are more benefits to that. Personally, I think there are. Because again, you could say, well, I'm not going to eat bananas. And it's like, why would you not just eat a banana? It's a banana. But, so whatever. But that's that was kind of my thing today, where I'm just like, this was my challenge, and I think it's kind of a fun one. We do the episodes of Stoner Dads about like a month and a half, 2 months apart from each other. So I'm like, I'm not going to smoke weed until the next Stoner Dads, and however long that takes, it's fine. That might be why I'm on everyone's heels. Like, come on, let's go. I got all the things. Let's go. But it's been a month, and it's a good thing to do, and it's good to kind of, let your brain hit that state where you may have originally been like, no, this is too much. I don't want this. So that's all. That's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. And dude, we've got, I feel like we got to chat about, maybe even bring one of these guys up. A lot of guys are just crushing it on the weight loss challenge. And the cool thing, honestly, I don't even say I am proud to be part of a group, because I was really going to say I was proud of, but no, I'm proud to be part of a group where I go into the Discord, I look at the pictures, and you just see vegetables, exercise, and that's just the coolest fucking thing, man. Like that, like it's what maybe outsiders to Rhomas men's team would look at and be like, what the hell is this? This is super boring. It's like, no, that's what actual progress looks like.
Yep.
Like that's what it looks like. It doesn't look sexy. In fact, it's incredibly boring and it's incredibly tedious. But yeah, man, so I wanted to give some shout outs. I think so. Ray just hit his all-time or his 10-year low, if not a little lower than that. I think Drew hit the same. Jordan has been crushing it. I think from December, and Jordan, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's down like 50 pounds, if not more. And then Fran has been crushing it as well. I don't know if we can get one of those two guys up on there, but Fran has just been absolutely crushing it. So, but a lot, like all of these guys have been crushing it. It's really cool to see, and it's inspiring to me.
I've never worked out so much in my life consistently.
Yes,
so it's like it's awesome. I mean, again, I just took even on the days that the resistance bands, first of all, are ridiculous. They're so good how well they work, and I do those a couple days in a row. And then my day that I kind of rest and recover is just kind of like I'll do a bunch of push-ups and then walk for I try to walk for at least like an hour or so a day. But dude, yeah, I never was able to work out consistently like this, but it is having being in part of the app and the challenges, like the team challenges help big time because it's like, again, I typically don't care whether I'm 185 or 175, but it's like just for the fun of it. And then, dude, I will say this. Here's a little bonus. We had to do swim classes for Maya. Hopped in the pool. Popped off the shirt and was just like, you guys tell I've been fucking pumping myself. And they're like, all right, let's go.
Dude, those resistance bands, can we spend a second on that? I'm going to try to find so I can give the link to everybody, resistance bands. And, dude, I also got to tell you, I got those gymnast rings. It's a different ball game, bro.
Really?
Oh my gosh! Like gymnast rings for all you got, for any of you guys on this team or anybody out there who does gymnast rings, those things are just brutal. I told myself I was going to do this like huge workout, this huge like perfect workout yesterday at the park. I set up the rings and everything. I was like, I'm going to do dips and then I'm going to do like all on the rings. Right? I had like 5 different exercises lined up. I got through one of them, and barely.
Just took your rings down. And you're like,
yeah, dude. But dips on gymnast rings are a different thing. They are not like dips on dip bars, man. Let's see. Awesome. So resistance bands, Matt. What did you do for your workout on the resistance bands, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I have let me pull up. Well, I can just tell you. I was doing lunges because I did a YouTube video that's like 30 something minutes long. But it was kind of like lunges, deadlifts. They do one where you just put it behind your back and you do kind of like a bench press thing. So I think I did, it was lunges, squats, deadlifts, bench press, and then shoulder presses, I believe.
Okay.
And I think and then I did sumo squats too. There was a bunch of movements. Dude, the video, I can actually find it and put it in the link. It's really good.
Yeah, and I just posted the link to the resistance bands in the Ask a Question section. Awesome. I'd highly recommend those because they've got a ton of 5-star reviews, but then they come with handles. So it just adds a little bit of extra, and it's like $25 or something like that. But Matt and I just got them this week, and great option. You put them in a bag, you take them to the park, you can do them in your house. And obviously, one of the bigger benefits is they're not clunky, they don't weigh a lot, but they give a hell of a lot of resistance. It's actually really cool.
Dude, it was weird because when you first start doing them, like when I was doing them down my basement, I'm just like, fucking bands, I'm not doing anything. And then all of a sudden you're like, why am I out of breath and sweaty? It's really weird. It's really bizarre. And I feel like they're really low, at least from what I feel like, they're really low impact too.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Like
sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, it was just, I remember being like, these are kind of easy. And like all of a sudden just being weirdly out of breath and sweaty and being like, when did that happen?
Yep. Yeah, Gunther's asking if do resistance bands help with strength and power or will it just shred you up? No, absolutely, they help with strength and power. Like it's an increasing resistance, and especially Matt and I, the resistance bands that we were talking about. I mean, they're not little tinky, little dinky resistance bands. Like some of them I think go up to like 120 pounds of, I think the one's if not 150.
175.
Oh yeah, there you go, 175 pounds of resistance. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, and you can also like choke if you need more. You can kind of choke up on them a little bit and have less distance, and it increases the tension. But yeah, there's that big fat green band. It's like I was trying to really choke up on that, and I was doing shoulder strokes with them too. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, 100%, man. So yeah, Matt, I wasn't sure if it's possible to get either
Yeah,
Fran or Jordan up on here because they're super crushing it.
Yeah, let me see. I'll just put them out, and again, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I see the Jordan man is the first one to pop up. And Jordan, like I said, if you can't, no problem. I'll get the Fran man. And Fran, if you can't, I'll just grab someone else. I don't see Fran.
Okay, cool. And I think we've got a somewhat new one here. I couldn't pronounce it. It's Abba something.
Oh, yeah, Abba Jabbas.
Yeah, he said
what
he's
up, Jordan?
Crushing it. Jordan, what's up, dude?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
How's it going?
Good.
Same old same. I told Wes earlier my life is a technical difficulty, so I'm trying to get my phone straight here.
How you been, man?
Doing all right. Just trying to stick to the grind. When I do my scorecard now, I have an acronym I put on. Even if I don't write anything for the day, I put SWTP, stick with the program.
Oh, yeah.
And some days that might be all I put, but it's always what I put at the end, regardless.
Yep. Hell yeah, man. Dude, if you don't mind me asking, Jordan, since you started your weight loss journey, how many pounds are you down? And when did you start?
Let's see. Earlier this week, Troy actually sent me the first weigh-in picture that I sent was like 372 at the time, but there was a point in December where I actually tipped the scale like 378, so that's kind of what I've been going off of in my head, which this morning I weighed 325, so it would have been like right at 53 pounds, so that's pretty impressive, even if I was going off the 72.
Damn.
Hell yeah, man. So let's dive into it because I think there are people who have maybe tried weight loss in the past and they've tried it several times and all of a sudden they write themselves off as like, oh, it's just not, I'm big boned or I can't do it. What has been your secret or your strategy? And I put secret in air quotes, you know?
Yeah. Really just like, I don't know, getting something to occupy my mind, like taking little jogs and walks, even if it just is 30 minutes or 15 minutes, just something like if you're thinking in my head, my big thing is booze. So I'm always like, well, I could be drinking right now, but I guess I'll go for a walk because that gives me something to do. But as far as diet goes, really, it's just been, I've been aiming for like the green drink and a veggie dense meal every day, like, you know, whether it's vegetables with chicken or whatever I do. But protein shakes, I know you're not the biggest proponent of those, Wes, but they've been great for me, not meal replacement, but protein, like a whey protein isolate. So it's like not carbs and sugar, but it's like just the protein. So it's like, it's fun. It smells a little funny and your farts smell a little funny, but other than that, it's pretty well-rounded as far as like something to eat different, something to have, you know, throw in there when you need something, a quick meal.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
And dude,
go ahead,
sorry, go ahead, Matt, please.
What have been have you noticed reactions from people? Like, what have they been saying in terms of like work, coworkers, friends, family? That's always an interesting one, I feel like.
Yeah, coworkers are the best because they don't want to let on too quick, so they always start subtle shit at you. And it's like you'll have like a big T-shirt on, and they'll look back and be like, "It looks like you're slimming down a little bit," like, and cut their eyes at you. Like, so if I am, like, you didn't even just, like, you didn't give me a compliment. You literally, like, what are you, withering away to nothing? Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I asked. There's always, that, like, kind of thing is always met with a very weird resistance that it's like, and then I guarantee someone will be like, "How'd you do it, man?" But, yeah, it's always, people are weird about that, I've seen. When you kind of launch into kind of a, let's say like a any kind of program of like massive positive change, it's met with like a kind of like this, I don't know, it's kind of strange.
Yeah, the podcast I put in the useful media on Discord today, or yesterday actually, was from Ethan Suplee, and his co-host Paige Dorian, she's like his chaperone, he calls her, and she was talking about her boyfriend like years ago. She noticed she was dating him, and she's like, every time I'd get on a diet, he'd like bring home cookies his mom made and be like, "Oh, we want to try these. My mom says we should try them." And then the exact opposite, like if vice versa, she would bring him like diet pills and be like, "My mom says we should try these," like whenever she was gaining weight. And she's like, so really, he was sending me a lot of mixed signals in the process. And it was literally just counter to whatever she was doing. And I think that's with a lot of people. Like you said, I think that's a pretty common consensus because my buddy messes with me a lot. But like earlier this week, he had like a cinnamon raisin bagel, and he's going, I'm getting ready to eat this. It smells great. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you, dude. But he also, he's just telling me, like, you have a lot of willpower, man, to be able to do what you're doing. But he also, like, chain smokes cigs. And he tells me all the time, like, man, if I could just put down cigarettes like you do, I'd be doing good. And it's like, it's not so much physical as it is just mental. You just got to get past it in your head.
Yep.
Yeah, and Jordan, one of the things you said earlier, I wish more men would understand. You do not have to be doing CrossFit workouts to lose weight. It could be as simple as going out for a walk, because when you go out for a walk, that means you're not eating or you're not drinking or you're not doing whatever else. So it's a double benefit. So yeah, if you want to go do a CrossFit workout, sure, that's great. But still, like, just the power of the walk is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I know you guys see me at the gym a lot, like when I'm posting pictures, but like a majority of that is just me biding my time there. Like, I don't work out fast. I'm not like busting ass sweating. I'm just like, I might spend 3 hours there, but I'm just doing slow everything. Like, all right, well, I guess if I'm at the gym, I can't like find a random takeout menu and order out or, you know, find something in the refrigerator. Like Matt said, I'm not doing the 20-minute refrigerator inventory to be like, maybe something appeared here on the second shelf that I didn't.
Yeah. Do you, Jordan, my next question would be, do you have any hobbies that are more like physically intensive? So for instance, like I have found that dancing for me has been one of the greatest weight loss tools that I've ever had. And you wouldn't say, oh yeah, that's a phenomenal workout. However, like, it's something that I'll do for 5 or 6 hours and be completely, euphoric when I'm doing it.
Yeah, I have a couple here and there. Like, I've always been into sports, but I think I'm kind of like you when it comes to sports, Wes. Like, I'll play if people are playing, but I'm not like going out of my way to like have a training day for baseball or something. But golf, I picked up golf clubs like earlier in the fall last year because they were cheap, and that's something like I can go to the driving range and just I don't have to compare myself to anybody with that. But the only other thing like that I've really started using now, like as far as hobbies go, that I can do I can use my physical like aspect of it. I found a log splitting maul on Amazon this week. I'm gonna order, get that to my house, and instead of the old saying that you want to work out, go out there to the wood pile. So I'm gonna take it into actually doing it.
Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome.
I love how different we are, man.
Yeah, I don't know if you call that a hobby, but I mean, it'll definitely pass time.
Wes, you were talking about just like chopping wood?
Yeah. Like,
you ever chop wood before, Wes? It's almost a perversely satisfying thing. When you hit them and they split, I could sit there for hours. It's so fun.
Is that like when in the movies they stand it up vertically?
Yep.
I don't know that I'm coordinated enough to do that.
No, you think you can't. That's the cool thing about it. You just touch these things and they just split in half. It's weird, but It's nice. It's very fun.
I actually have friends here now. This is another ode to us having different lifestyle. I have friends on my Facebook that will go and cut like entire loads of wood up with a chainsaw, stand them all up on end, and then like in the video they go through and split every one and load them into the truck, and it's literally like that's their flex for the week. They're like, yeah, and if you can do it better, show you video.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome.
Chopping wood is fun, man. You would enjoy it.
Well, dude, I got to give you – oh, sorry, good.
I was going to say, I don't know if you'd call that a hobby, but it's definitely a physical aspect to it for sure.
Hell yeah, without a doubt. Well, I got to give you and all of us here on this podcast and on the team credit, because do you know the amount of we're such an extreme anomaly. The amount of people who stop their New Year's resolutions just a week after New Year's, and now we are multiple months in. And by the way, we started our New Year's resolutions, in like December, if not November, if not October, the year prior. Mm-hmm. So because of guys like you and all of us, like we're crushing the year. Then the second thing is, oh, sorry, go.
I was going to say, I heard Mark Bell say earlier this week on a podcast that people with six-pack abs are fewer and far between than millionaires. So I know we have Ray and a few others. I'm not sure if we have any actual millionaires, but we do have a couple of six-packs in the crew.
Oh, absolutely. I want to throw out a challenge to you, man. I've Matt and I have only helped one other person, which is Kevin, get to 100 pounds down. My vote would be the group, myself and the group would send out a challenge to you. It's like, get the next goal is 100 fucking pounds. I mean, there's zero reason why you can't get to 100 pounds easily within the next few months.
Yeah, my actual date as far as chronological goes, birthday's in mid-April, and was aiming like my New Year's resolution was aiming for 300 or as close to it as I could get by mid-April, and I've got a month and a half to do that to lose 25 pounds, so I don't see where that could be so much of a problem.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, what is your goal weight? That's your goal weight, 300?
Well, last time I was like 2 something or minus, under 300 was like high school. So that's a good start.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome, dude. That's pretty tight.
What is the lowest weight you remember yourself at when you actually turn it into an adult? So like high school, let's say.
Yeah, actually, about 4 years ago, about 4 years ago, I started at my job, my place of work now, not doing my current job, but I was running a forklift, and I was 10 hours a day, all day on and off the forklift, and I get like 30 minutes for lunch, so I didn't have time to eat. And I think at that point, I got down like 2 or 3 pant sizes into like 307 pounds, I think was the lightest I'd been. And then it was like, I definitely don't want this to happen again, but it was like a cush period where I was like, oh, well, I've lost all this weight. Now I can pretty much do what I want. And then when you actually go back off the wagon as far as diet goes, you gain weight so fast. Jesus. Like it's incredible. Not incredible, you know what I mean? It's like agonizing because you're just like, well, I can visibly see that I've gained at least 5 pounds a day. So what's going to change if I eat another, steak and cheese?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hell yeah, man. Well, dude, I'm like I said, proud to be on the same team, bro. And it's been awesome to watch your progress, man. Keep inspiring all of us.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate all you guys do for us. And I just want to let everyone know that I wouldn't be near where I am now if it wasn't for you two and at least the majority of the team. So.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Appreciate it, brother. Good seeing you, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Brother. See you, man. So apparently old Figgy's sitting on some news, dude. I'm going to see if we can grab that little boy.
Dude, isn't that wild? 50-some pounds, 53 pounds?
It's fucking nuts, man. Again, it's what makes me every time I think about being like, well, it's like, dude, don't be a bitch. Let's go.
Yep.
And it's like
100%.
That's the thing that works on me the best. It's like, well, everyone else is doing it. Let me not be, a total bitch. And it's like, dude, I mean, I cracked the 170s. You know what I mean? I'm in the 170s now. I'm floating 179, 178. By the end of this, I will be at 175. But it's like that's what I want to be. But yeah, man, it's pretty awesome. I haven't been in my 170s for years, dude.
Yeah.
Years.
Well, how do you feel about? I talked to a few of the guys on the scorecard team. So our final weigh-ins for this are on Sunday. I hate to be, this guy, but how about we start the next one on Monday? How you feeling about that?
That's fine. I know for a fact Sunday night is burgers. I haven't had a burger in so long. For Maya's birthday, we're doing burgers and fries, and then I'll be right back on Monday, just absolutely crushing it.
Okay, hell yeah. So I'll collect the data from the final weigh-ins on Sunday morning. So guys, if you're listening to this, please weigh in on Sunday morning. That's your final weigh-in for this weight loss competition. And then we will start immediately back Monday morning. So go out and enjoy yourselves Sunday night, and then we're right back on the horse on Monday. And by the way, this is when you're supposed to be getting in shape for summer. It's hilarious to me when people say, like, oh, summer's in 2 weeks. Like, I got to do that. It's like, good luck. You're not going to move the needle at all in 2 weeks. The best you're going to do is you're going to deplete your water, and the scale is going to show that you're making progress, but your body's going to look the exact same. So like now is the time where you get in shape for summer.
Absolutely, dude. 100%, dude. You can either have the feeling of having done the stuff you should be doing, or just face the consequences of being like, let me look up these hydroxycut supplements and try to melt the, it's like, dude, I'm telling you, man, it's unbelievable. It feels good too. Like, I meant to ask Jordan that too. Like, just having that 10 pounds off me, I just feel good. Like, I move better and everything. It's crazy. What up, Figgy? What's going on, bro? What's happening, dude?
Figgy, what's up, dude? I think this is the first time we've met virtually.
Yeah, you and I've met Matt before, like probably a month and a half ago. But
cool.
I haven't been in the chats for a while just because I've been kind of lacking on just keeping up with my goals and tracking them, but also making a lot of progress. And I'm excited to announce, after 8 months of looking, I finally got a new job. And
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Dope job. So it's in financial services, and I'm not sure. I haven't quit my first job yet. I'm still waiting for the official offer, but it should be, first of all, it's going to put me in a very good financial spot. So I'm really happy about that. It's been a very hard struggle through COVID, and that'll take a lot off my mind and help pay down some of my debt. And it's also just a great professional opportunity. Like, this is the big leagues. Going to really be able to own my skills in this position. It's an investor communications analyst role. So I'll be talking to all like the capital raisers at the firm that allow the firm to make loans, give loans out to middle market companies. So
Awesome, dude.
pretty cool stuff. Yeah.
So have you thought about your quit? Sorry, Wes.
No, please.
Have I thought about
Yeah, how are you going to go about quitting? Like,
professionally? There's
Nice.
definitely some choice words I love to give my boss, but I can't be burning bridges like that.
no, definitely. Good move.
So
You should at least get a very fancy and ornate letter. Like, put it in like a very nice envelope or some very
hand deliver
fancy
it.
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like you should do that, or make a video. Have somebody else record a video of your resignation for you. And be like, he's on to bigger and better things.
I'll
Really appreciate it.
I'll pay a celebrity on Cameo to like, some shit.
Pay Robert Downey Jr. to quit for you.
Yeah, it'll cost like $1,000, but it'll be worth it.
Wes, what were you gonna say?
Well, Matt, I think this is a perfect alignment with what you constantly tell all of us, which is like, if you don't like your circumstances, change them. But it might take a while to change them. Yeah. So Figgy's saying 8 months. Like that's a realistic. That is a very real journey. It's not going to change overnight. So Figgy, can you walk us through the mentality, or like, were there ups and downs, and even logistically and psychologically?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there were definitely ups and downs. Like, I was searching for jobs on and off throughout that entire period. There were maybe a couple month spans where I got discouraged and just completely stopped. And I can't remember when exactly I started listening to this group, but I think the flip switched once you guys kind of gave me that outcome ambiguity, the outcome ambiguous piece of information. Because, like, I've always thought, like, yeah,
Oh, sorry, you're cutting out.
Yeah.
Take a 5-second reverse.
Okay, someone was calling me. So the remaining outcome ambiguous is probably like the biggest flip of the switch. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, just tons of rejection. Like, I really only had about 3 interviews. One of them was like a job that just wasn't a good fit, so that was all right. But the other one, they just like didn't make it past the first round. And then just tons of just ghosts, like nobody responding. I probably put out at least 25 applications for different things. And yeah, I just was learning from each interview experience, asking the interviewers if they could provide feedback. A couple did, and like most of it was just like the experience doesn't align with the job. But I don't know if I really got any like feedback on my interview skills. So that's something I would suggest, though, because sometimes they will give you good information on interview skills. Another thing was just, I mean, once I found this opportunity, it was like a rigorous, like 4-round interview process. So I had to go from my direct manager all the way up to the CFO of the particular department to talk with these people. And I got a lot of help from, I look for people for support. My girlfriend does recruiting. So she was a very great source for giving information in terms of like how to, like what they might be looking for, and like how to decipher certain things on the role description, and how to kind of link my experience to that. And I have a really big problem with talking professionally, and I think everyone like kind of hates interviews, and it's like kind of fake bullshit, but you kind of have to adjust your mindset to do that. And she helped me with that too. and family as well, just assisting, giving support. I think that was a really big part of it, to stay mentally in the game and like remind yourself that you can do it. So practice as well. I mean, just practice. Every interview I took like at least 3 hours the night before to prepare for what might come at me, and then like an hour before the interview I reviewed everything, and that really gave me a leg up, because once you're in there, you don't want to sound rehearsed, but like at least you kind of have something to fall back on if you get thrown off with a question, or the jitters kind of get the best of you. So
hell yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you did a ton of preparation and then really approached it, like took stock of like, what extra leg ups might I have? Let me do this strategically, rather than like, just like from everything you said, rather than showing up, going on the interview, not getting a call and being like, fuck those guys. It's like, no, you go out, you're like, what's some feedback? How could I also, what could I tweak about myself to fit in? Getting over the whole, I have the same problem, man, with professional, especially like when you're really trying to break into jobs and like having to like put off that, like, I excelled here, this and that. And it's just like,
right.
Yeah, it sucks. But, it's something you can kind of get through, and just to get to another spot, not kind of obsess over it. Pretty good.
Yeah, and to cap this off, literally, Figgy, I've got a buddy, and Matt has the same buddy. He has been in this one job for the last, I'm not kidding, 7 years. He has he flies every single week. He flies out Sunday night, comes home Thursday night. Right, he now has a son. He absolutely despises the job to the point where he was throwing up on multiple occasions per week, and probably still is. COVID has kind of helped that because he doesn't have to fly anymore. But that is the level that humans will go to not change their circumstances, because the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. So I really commend you, bud. Like, it is a very difficult thing to go out there into the unknown and to keep on trying, especially in the face of what seems like infinite rejection. So great job, dude.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that, really. And I really appreciate you guys, just like my first time hopping on, being someone new to the group, and just being all in on helping me get to that goal. So everyone in the group as well. Everyone's so supportive, and this is really an awesome group of people, and I'm excited to be a part of this. So.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I mean, I appreciate the compliment, but one thing I got to say is it has nothing to do with me, and I think Matt would mirror this. It's everything to do with the team. Yeah. Right. Like, where else are you going to find, in my opinion, where you put a goal up and then you got 20 dudes, 30 dudes, 40 dudes saying like, hell yeah, man, go do it. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I've said this before, even before we did the live stream, me and Wes would just talk to each other once a week. And even that like helped me. So then you just had more people, more perspectives, and all that, all that stuff. It just gets better and better,
Yep. So, and I guarantee you the story that you just told, Figgy, will 100% impact the guys listening to this. There's no way it can't. So yeah, man, because it's an accurate and fair representation of what it actually takes to like move the needle in your life. 8 months of rejection. Great fucking job, dude.
For sure.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, right, brother. Go crush it, bro.
Yeah, man.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. That pumps me up.
Dude, and that's the stuff, man. I found, and Matt, maybe this could be the final topic for us. I have found that 3 things, for me at least, keep coming up for moving the needle, which is career, body, and relationships. If I focus on those 3 things, like everything else kind of boils up to those 3. If I move the needle on those 3, like life is awesome. And if I can have fun in the process.
Yeah, I agree. I do think, for me, I kind of would add the like meditation, spirituality component, because that helps me big time as well. But yeah, dude, I really, really agree. And for me, the biggest thing has been, and I absolutely credit doing this to helping me with that, of taking the decision-making power away from kind of emotion and mood. It's not saying you have to like strip it away from yourself. You're going to feel all that stuff. But like, again, sticking to the regimen no matter how I feel. Dude, it's amazing. I was literally just talking to a friend about this, and he was kind of frustrated. Or like, I feel like I'm not getting stuff done. I'm like, getting obsessed with certain things. I'm like, like trying to like make things perfect, and it's not launching me into activity. And you can listen and just be like, dude, none of that, like not even in a dismissive way, be like, none of that pertains to anything other than like, are you sitting down and doing the things that you want to do? It's that simple. You're either doing it or you're not. And then it's like, well, I'm doing it for a couple of days, and I'm not saying this is how I usually am. It's like, but I did it for a week and nothing happened. It's like, do it for a year. Just keep doing it. Make sure if you enjoy those things, you could just do them forever for the sake of merely doing them. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, look, this thing just popped up. That's cool. It's like, that for me is the target. Do you enjoy the things you do? And then you'll reap the benefits, obviously, but it's like that to me is the reward in and of itself, to like do what you want to do for the most part during the day. And sometimes it's so weird that you have to wrangle yourself into actually doing the things that are meaningful to you, which just shows us how weird and complicated we are. But dude, like, Jesus Christ, I couldn't imagine going through this whole, COVID stuff and being locked in the house without having these dedicated systems. I genuinely don't know what would have happened.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And a little secret confession of mine is almost on a weekly, if not daily basis, I kind of peek back on my scorecard every day just to see the greens on it. Like once I'm done, just it gives me a little bump and saying like, no, you've already accomplished a lot, and it's only 9 a.m. or it's only 8 a.m., whatever that is. And especially if I'm feeling a little down, I'm feeling like I'm struggling with the project, I go back and look at my scorecard. It's like, you've already accomplished way more than you otherwise would have just by nature of the scorecard.
Yep.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean, dude, just to give you a peek.
Let's
calendar.
have it, dude.
Oh shit, I can't. The cup's in the way. The calendar. Look at that. Look at those little chains, dude. Unbelievable. Unbroken, except for the 23rd. It was the day I had to do the podcast, and I was dealing with a bunch of technology stuff. I did do a lot of my habits, but I didn't put the stickers there, and I was like, well, let me go. No. That way I can see the day that I didn't do them to the fullest, and I go, oh, the 23rd.
Yep.
And it's like when I
100%.
when I put those little stupid stickers, and I can't tell you how happy that makes me. Just like
Awesome.
link them up and chain them and look and be like, holy shit, I pretty much hit almost, I would say 85 to 90% of my daily habits throughout the whole month. I'm like, that's crazy.
Hell yeah, man. Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Big question, dude. Who is the dude of the week? Hate to do it to you. Hate to do it to you.
Man, I mean, I am thinking about Jordan.
Yeah, but Jordan also nominated Fran.
That's a dude of the week move, to be honest.
It is a dude of the week move. That is a dude of the week move. And then while we're getting that up, I believe Troy just shared the Rhomas men's team scorecard link. I'm going to share it again right here because one of the guys is now editing that. So I just created a new fresh one. So guys, when you use that link, just save it as your own. So I put it in there as well.
I'm going to toss Troy up there, man. Troy's just been great, I feel like.
Oh, he's super steady. And if we remember what, probably 5-6 weeks ago, where he hit circumstances put him at a low point, and the amount of his trajectory since that 5 or 6 weeks ago is just unreal.
Yep. Yeah. I would say that M. Gunther, I think, is throwing himself in the ring. He got a little 5K raise yesterday and a shout out during a company meeting. Pretty fucking sick.
Oh, nice. Congratulations. 5K raise, dude. Awesome, Gunther.
Hell yeah. So right now I got Jordan, Figgy, Troy, Gunth, and if anyone else wants to be on it, be on it. But I'm about to make this thing. Ray, I'll toss you on just because as well. Ray just, again, is another consistent crusher.
Ray showed up today to the scorecard meeting even though he's sick, which, the workout and everything. Yeah, actually, he showed up to the workout and he showed up to the scorecard team meeting. He hasn't missed a day. To my knowledge, he has not missed a day in months, literally.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. All right, it's up. The poll's up. Let's take that. I love doing the poll. Also, I think a couple people are like really teetering around. I think if Ray gets one more, he ends up getting a shirt. Jordan's sliding away already, taking an early lead.
50 pounds is hard to beat. 50 pounds is hard. Figgy's phenomenal because he got a job after 8 months of hustle. And 53 pounds. That's a tough narrative to beat. Just to be honest.
Yeah, no. I mean, as someone who's been going from I think this month, 182 to 179, it's like, yeah, that's pretty fucking hard.
And his background is just, he crushes his background with those rifles or whatever the hell those are.
It pumps me up.
I can't wait to meet Jordan in person. That'll be a cool thing. Matt and I we're talking. We've been talking about getting a Rhomas men's retreat going, and that will happen. That will for sure happen in the future.
Yep. That'll be fun.
Hell yeah, man!
Especially doing the cold bath in the ocean, the Pacific Ocean that'd be nuts.
Yeah, we'll set it up to be nice and fun for everybody. So what's going on for the weekend, dude? Anything?
This weekend, no. I'm pretty much just going tomorrow. I've been really kind of doing a good job of loading my Monday to Friday week with the work stuff, and then the weekend is just really family time, man. It's Saturday, I'll be hanging out with Maya. Sunday is her first. Well, we're celebrating her first birthday. Her first birthday's on the 2nd. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, so just doing family stuff.
Cool, man.
How about you?
I'm going to be working tomorrow and then Sunday taking completely off. But I want to do a lot of physical stuff. I want to really try to master these rings. Really trying to get a lot of calisthenic work in, because that's just something that's been really lacking in my life, basically all of my adult life. And I want to get back to that, making the full body strong from literally toes to the top of the head.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, that was something I got reminded today. I was like thinking, like, what am I going to do for my workout? And I'm like, it's kind of like one of those, like, not full rest day, but it's like I'm not going to go like fully hard. I did 2 days in a row pretty hard. And I'm like, let me take something easy. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I said I would be able to do 25 pull-ups straight by the end of the year and 100 push-ups in a row. So I ended up doing push-ups and pull-ups and push-ups. Like, let me do that by the end of the year.
25 straight, dude. As 100, the 100, I can definitely be on board for 25 straight pull-ups, like full extension down.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be tough. I can do 10 about right now, and that's a struggle. So I'm going to try to really do those consistently. Also, Jordan wins dude of the week.
Jordan, congrats, brother. You deserve it, dude. 53 pounds down. Fucking awesome, man. Congratulations, dude.
Yep. Everyone got some votes, and then Troy was pretty close, but Jordan took it away.
Awesome. All right, dudes. Anything else, bro?
That's it, man.
All right, man. Have an outstanding weekend. Talk to you guys on Monday.
All right. See you guys.
Oh, final weigh-in on Sunday.
Yes.
See you guys.
Sunday morning, right?
Yep.
I'm fasting Saturday. Later.
All right, dudes.